What's up, YouTube? Coming back at you with another video. Been a little while. I've been sick, like sick. Last 2-3 weeks, you guys probably know. I told you wasn't feeling too good, but really hit me hard this past week. So, but I told you guys I'd make a video installing the oil pump shaft, and the pickup screen or pickup tube. So hopefully my phone lasts long enough to do that, because it's dying. Now before we begin, you're going to need your old hardware, so just don't throw your old pump away, because you're going to need the bolts for the pump and then the bolts that go in the block. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So these are the old oil pump bolts. Now, if you want, you can thread lock these. I don't. But we're going to pull these out. Now I'm going to sit them on this bag. I'm going to wipe the surface of the block where the oil pump sits. Kind of hard to see because it's in the way. There you go. I'll just wipe this clean. Get any debris or any type of oil off, so that way when we put the new gasket on, it doesn't get soaked in oil. Alright, so we're going to match our gaskets up to the pump. So now this is going to be the block side right here. Alright. Use that one. Use this one. So I'm going to use this one for the block. It's going to go on here, but before we do that, this is where it gets a little tricky. We're going to drop this in. This has a clip on it. Sometimes this clip, when the pump bolts down, it'll actually push down on this shaft and move this clip essentially down. So I'm going to guide this in. Now you can see there's a gap here. So that's all it really takes. And then put this on. And then take a bolt. Try to align it up. We'll make sure that that shaft stays connected. It doesn't slip out on you, or else you'll be taking this back apart. You also want to make sure your gaskets are lined up and not hanging out. Alright, looks pretty good. Rock with that. Tighten that up. Open and wrench for that bolt. down good. Just make sure we're tight. Alright, that's pretty good. And then now we can do our pickup tube. It's going to basically be the same thing. I'm going to actually use the small gasket for this as well. Actually thought I opened this, but apparently I did not. Alright, it's going to go on just like that. So we're going to remove this nut. Slide that on, put the nut back on. Alright. And then I'm going to take both of my screws. Now I don't know what they had going on here, but this is how it was on the old setup. It worked. So I'm just going to shove it back together the way it was. Just with new parts. Alright. Alright, and then we're going to tighten it up. See if I can get in front here. When I do this, I'm taking my time. I'm not just running the bolts in. I'm feeling that the bolts are lined up correctly. This one's not even in. Make sure that they start in that pump. They're not crooked. They're not getting tight on me. Because this right now is on a bind. I did, even though I only kept this finger tight, it actually is binding. Sometimes you gotta play with this stuff a little bit. It's not always just hold it and go and that's it. Sometimes you gotta bend a little and finesse. So keep working it in. Snugged up. Getting there. Alright, back to this one again. We'll make sure we're tight on the pump. That one. Get that opening wrench for this one. Alright. And then our last bolt, our nut, there it is, oil pump, pickup tube, and our hardened shaft. Now you could bench bleed this oil pump, but usually what I do is I'll put a socket with a really long extension, 1/4 inch drive, and I'll put it on this prime shaft. And I will bleed it that way. As you can see, we have a little bit of play, not too much though, so this will never pull out on me. And I'm alright with that. So, perfectly content with how that turned out. That's pretty much it for this, guys. Pretty cut and dry, simple. It's a little pump install for those of you who never knew how to do it. Now you know, or now you've seen how I do them at least. So, haven't really done much lately. It's the most I've done in the last, I guess the last week or so. However, I did get the heads dropped off to my dad. He's working on the heads and the intake. That stuff's actually almost finished. I just dropped it off this week and he's almost got it done already. So I took some measuring on this last night. That's the most I've done, was drop the heads off. Measured some stuff on this last night, and then just what you saw. So hasn't really been much done. However, I am going to pull the cam out of this. I ordered a different cam, and you guys will have to stay tuned to see what cam I ordered. My phone's at 4% now, so it's going to wrap this video up for you guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Got a lot of stuff coming in the near future to show you guys. New cam, a bunch of stuff I ordered for this, and got a company to tell you guys about. No, it's not Redline. I'm trying to make sure I don't die on you here. But I got a company to tell you guys about that makes some in-head piston cutters. So when I get those, I will show you guys that, and I will tell you more about that company. So stay tuned, and thanks again for watching. If you like this stuff, like and subscribe, and catch you guys on the next one. Thanks again.